police force. Out of which the Japatan logistic has got 26 police force, 26,000. So this 26,000, they are in charge of all the vehicle, all the, like I mentioned just now, the walkie-talkie, the gun, and so forth. But they buy everything, they buy everything imported. So this is where I come in. Now my job is to get them to think, to get them to think and how to come up with an idea. And then I came up with this kind of formula. So to get an organization to be creative, we have developed a 3P. And the first P is the people, right? This is where then I come in, I I wake them up. I wake them up to say, look, you can be creative, you also can be creative, and so forth. So I give a lot of awareness and so forth. The second thing is the place. Remember I spoke about the in ASEAN country or the Asian country, the boss is always right. Okay, now this is where I come in and say, look, the boss keep the mouth shut. So let all the workers has freedom to come up with ideas. All right. So I have the third P is the process. I come up with certain thinking tools. I come up with certain process whereby if they have idea, what they do with the idea, they transform the idea into like I call it an ice sketch form. And from this, we collect in all the forms, and then we will then sieve out which are the low end, low value ideas, which are the good ideas, and which are the ideas that require long term R&D and so forth, right? So then we have monthly kind of contest, and it has gone very well. In fact, I did one for Puaja, before they closed down a few years ago. And we came up with a good idea, because I told the boss, look, you want to motivate these people, you cannot just ask them to come with ideas. There must be some motivation. So the reward was the first prize is 5,000 ringgit. Wow, I thought that was fantastic. And then they have a lot of Samsung to give away, for good ideas and so forth. So we came up with one idea whereby, in a steel mill, they use nitrogen to cool down certain areas. And then this boy, he actually was a fresh graduate from University Pahang, and he came up with an idea and said, "Look, we really can recycle the nitrogen, and he worked out 1 year can save 4 million ringgit. So for that he won the 5,000 ringgit. So I thought that was very successful. And also in jobstreet.com. Jobstreet, as you know, they are the number one uh, job portal in Malaysia, number one in Singapore, number one in Philippines, number one in many countries. Correct? No? Yeah. So I asked the boss, the previous boss before they sold off the company. His name is Mark Chang. I said, sir, you are already number one in Malaysia. You're number one everywhere. Why do you need to engage me? To have creativity. You know. So what he answered to me was really full of wisdom. He said, look, Bucks, if I am number one, no, if I'm number two, then I got number one to benchmark, and I try to be number one. But I'm job straight, I'm already number one. I got nobody to benchmark with. So the way for me to continue to be ahead is to have more ideas, to have more ideas, more developments. So so with that, then I say, okay, I do it for you. And again, we run the program for 3 months. We give also $5,000 for first prize, and there were many ideas, you know. So I have to sign a NDA with them. I cannot review it, otherwise I can share with you. All right. So these are the things that I do to get a company to be creative. Of course, when we say when we say a creative organization, especially the police, I say, look, it doesn't mean we just develop new product. There are also things we can do. We can, like what Dr. Janaka said, we can save the number of steps of making things, the processes. We can also save energy. We can save manpower. We can save storage, and that all work out. All can be quantified. So my modus operandi is you try to quantify how many square feet, multiply by how many dollar per square feet, and that comes to the value of saving that you have. All right. So in my method is to move everybody to be creative. So the guy who mop the floor, he has to come up with a better way how to mop the floor faster or how to make it more effective. The lady who come and pour the tea, everybody is involved. So we welcome all sort of ideas. All right. Okay, so I move on. Then why do we need to be creative? This is the thing when I conduct class, I have to ask the people so that the people understand the fundamental of creative, right? So anyone here can tell me why we need to be creative? Survival. Okay, I give you a hint. It has got three C's in it. It has got three C's in it. Survival is not C, yeah. Cost. Cost is also correct, but not exactly the good reason for you to be creative, right? It can come in a yes, correct competition because of competition. Then you have to come out with new model. For example, Samsung and iPhone, they're always fighting. The competition is so intense. If they don't come out with new model, they are far behind. So competition makes you to be creative. Okay, another C. Come on, can you challenge? Challenge. Your boss challenge you. Your supplier challenge you. Your customer challenge you. When you're at home, your wife challenge you. So it's true. So you have to be very creative at all time because you get challenges. All right. And third C, which is actually the most important. Can someone tell me? It happens every day to you, to the environment, to business. What's that? Huh? Cash? No. Change. Yes. Everything changed. The way we talk change. Your handphone change or not? Yes. The way we eat change. Our fashion change. Our hairstyle change. And because of change, it keeps changing. Then it gives us a chance to be creative. So we want to be part of the change. Right? So these are the reason. These are the reason why you need to be creative. If you if you are not creative and you remain as you are, then what will it be? You're behind. You cannot compete. Am I right? Yeah. You cannot compete. You cannot improve. You cannot get promotion. Your company cannot get extra revenue. Right? These are all the problems. Okay. Can I move on? This is just one of the shower unit that I did for the homeless people. I want to explain to you. This is one of the. I have done a lot of invention. I make money, but this is the one that I don't make money. But I do it out of my social contribution. So I went up to the to KL one night to follow my friend to give food to the homeless people. You know. Then I realized there are so many homeless people and they cannot find a job. Then when I went home, because I'm a inventor myself, my nature is to think of how to help people. So I said, look, I have to do something, and I decided to build a mobile shower. And a lot of people cannot get into the job or cannot get into society because they sleep on the street. They got dirt, they don't bath, they smell and so forth. So who are we to judge them? You know, how what happened to his life? It's not for us to judge them. But if we could actually help people like that, then this world will be a better world. In fact, as an inventor, my job is to make this world a better world. This is just my nature. So I help anybody, not just the company. I help everybody. All right. See whether I can play the video. So this is at Brickfield. So I make it portable. You can just 5 minutes and then you put it up, then put a shower, right? So this is one of the NGO. I gave the unit to him. And this is the water tank, can good for 6 people to take bath. Yeah, scrubbing his feet. He hasn't bathed for a long time. Yeah. And I got a 6-inch shower, so more water. Yeah, right. I got a small little pump here. I designed for the city, yeah, and there's no door. Yeah, right. Okay, that's it. So when I put it on my web, I have a blog myself, and then the story was picked up. Was story was picked up, Because in my blog I say I have invented this. I'm looking for NGO I can give the unit to, and then say.com, is one of the popular one. They took my story and make it a story. So during that time, my story was number two. The first story was uh, Muhyiddin got sacked from UMNO. Second story was inventor built a mobile shower for homeless people. So, so that story has touched a lot of people because I have this sincere deed to help the homeless people. So that went round, and then I also got interviewed in the TV and also in the radio and so forth. What I'm trying to say is, as an inventor, we got to know where the needs are, and that's a need, and nobody wants to help. So I went and took the trouble to help, and the story just went well, right? So it's actually I make it such a way it's compact. I put all my water pump, my hose inside, and then it can fit into any car. Okay. Then when you open up, lipat, 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 it become a shower. And I designed in such a way it's used in the city. In the city, back lane surely got tap and also got wire. So people ask me if I can use it for the beach, or for some party and all that. I say no, no, no. This is designed for city, not for the beach. Right? So when you are designing something, you got to be focused where you are trying to design. All right. So from here, I have also further developed. In fact, I took it to MMU. MMU, I got a call from Malacca. And because I'm also an innovation advisor in that university, I said, look, if I build, I give to you, no meaning. Why don't we get your engineering student involved? And then from there, we came up with a new design. And instead of having this in loose pieces, it is like you pull up, like it can just open up. Oh, so that the thing has gone very far already. Right? And then now the minister of Mufti saw it, very happy. So they gave me a very big certificate of appreciation. Right? Okay, so it's easy to install. I normally put it in the back lane. Then people can shower. So this is one of the first guy who showered. His name is Kadir. He told me his wife kicked me out of the house. That I never asked further, they want to tell me. Yeah, right. I got featured in a lot of newspaper, right? Like I say, MMU has already taken up. Okay, so I decided not to patent. I was thinking, this is my gift to the society. I want people to copy and build as many as possible. Right? Certain things I patent. Most of the things I patent. When I see a value. This one I purposely don't want to patent. The wastewater just flow down because when we do at the site, there's always drain. And our road that you don't notice, but actually there's a gradual fall to the. I You cannot put in the front of the shop because they don't want to come and buy. You must put at the side or at the back because these are also human. You must understand the human behavior. You know. Then I got one lady come. Hey, how Itu atas buka how? Then she was afraid the people see her naked So what I do? I go to my car, I took out my umbrella, open, close everything. Yeah. So you have to be very innovative on the spot. Yeah. And that lady bought. So in the beginning, it was quite hard to get into buy. So what I do, I told my wife, let's go and buy towel. So we went to Pasar Malam, bought towel. Then because I go travel a lot, I normally take the toothbrush, the shampoo, and all that. So we pack nicely. My wife was also very dedicated. She packed nicely. So we got 10. Then we went, hey, why don't you have a bath? I give you this. When they saw it, they actually was again, this is our incentive to encourage people. So then people begin to take bath, right? Okay, so I got a little bit famous because your deed touches people. So whatever you invent, you have to understand it is the user that should benefit, not you. All right. In fact, a lot of people came to me. He says, Uncle Bucks, uh, I invent things because I want to make money. I say yes, correct. But if you can invent things that help somebody, the money will come to you. I told him that. So it's more natural. When people are happy, they will pour their happiness to you. They give you all the money that you deserve. All right. Cool. So I on my own experience, the user is more important than invention itself. The user must be happy with my invention, then I'm happy. Okay. All right. This is the improved model I already described to you. Okay, a little bit about myself. Because a lot of people say, I'm not like you, Dr. Baksh. You can think, you can do this, you can do that. Well, I say, look, I'm actually from Pulau Ketam, man. A place where I grew up, tak ada air punya. I come from an island. So I'm just normal guy like you. Saya biasa saja. I have two sticks when I was young. With two sticks, I play the whole day. Not like today's children, they got all the gadget. So I'm just a normal guy, right? Okay. Then I've got some awards and so forth. I got the awards from the Prime Minister as well. Right? And yeah, yeah, yes, yes. No, no. I do two type of research. The first research is the what I call it market research. Whether whatever I want to invent, is there a market for it? I have to know my market segment. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, idea just come to me. So the minute idea comes to me, I make sure I write it down. I make sure I have paper. I will sketch it. I'll write everything. Yeah, I can be anywhere. I can be in America. I can be on a plane. I can be on the bus. I can be on a train. I will write it down. I will write it down. Now that we know mobile, even easier. If you cannot draw, you type it first, so that the idea remains the idea. Because idea come as fast as it goes. It's like lightning. So if you don't capture it, you lose it also. Especially when I'm driving. A lot of people ask me, Uncle Bucks, at what period of the time or what hour of the time you think best? What do you think? People say, yeah, maybe at 5 o'clock, just about that time, your mind about to wake up. I say, no, it's not true. The time I can be most creative is the time when I'm most relaxed. You understand? Because if your mind is always full of a job to do, a task to carry out, it must reply to email, must read somebody's joke on the website. If your mind is always occupied, you don't have time to think. So the time that I think best is when I'm most relaxed. It can be watching a football game. It can be also in between lining up for your burger. Yes, ideas just come like that. Yeah, 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 yeah. I put it in what I call idea bank. So in my computer, I got what I call a idea bank. So idea bank are raw ideas. Raw ideas. I have about 1,000 of it. Like for example, I look at a lamppost. Wait, this lamppost actually a lot lah. You know, so many kilometer, hundreds of kilometer. But lampposts can be also be very useful. They can be used for harvesting rain as well, or they can be used for banners. For put Malaysian flag. But so I will come back and revisit the idea again. So I have a traffic light. I have a traffic light. Kind of box. I've got red, then I've got yellow, then I have got the green. You see this traffic light? Okay, green means sorry, red means I have further added value on the raw idea. You understand? So from these thousand of ideas, because the ideas will come and you add on, especially when you go for a furniture exhibition. Oh, then you found the shovel and all that, or you go for another car exhibition, then you found certain gadget. So the idea that you find from this exhibition or shops, this idea will connect to the raw ideas that you actually earlier had. You remember? So here is where then I will start to how to say uh, develop lah, huh? Develop. I will start to develop uh, into a prototype. Those that I feel those that I feel I is within my capability lah. So from here, when I have more or less, uh, yeah, yeah, yes, yes. There are many ways now. In fact, I'm so happy they're 3D printing now. You know, I am also associated to University of Malay. Okay, I'm going to say that just this thing. The yellow is where then the finance come in. I call it I call it grant. I get grant from Cradle, from MDEC. There's so many grants outside, you know. So when the grants come and so forth, I develop into uh, more than a prototype really. This is a pre pre-commercialization, pre-commercialization. Then from here, then I have commercialization. The commercialization is actually uh, the most the most difficult hurdle lah. Because from here to here, you are moving to another world, already, a real business world. Then you have to I have to write the abstract, I have to write the executive summary, I have to write a business plan. I have to give a 5 years financial forecast, a 5 year cash flow. Then I have to look for the person in that particular trade. Because I make many things, you know. It can be automotive, it can be oil and gas, it can be education, you know, it can be animation, it can be something. So I have to target this group of people, let's say oil and gas. So I have to look for them one by one. So this is the most difficult part, commercialization. Yes, yes, yes. Now it's easier. Now it's easier. You're right. Now it's become easier and easier. I wish I don't sit down because I move about a lot. More or less, I already have those those raw ideas I already have in my mind. Then I can reconnect them, I revisit them, I reconnect, I tough, I make it tough, and I have to evaluate. Just now I want to tell you, I do two research. One research is market research. Second research is technology research, whether I can build it or not. Then if I'm satisfied, then only I move to the yellow. Then I try to get a grant out of it. I try to convince people to give me a grant. If if I think I can build within my means, I build it first. Because I have something in my hand is better than just talking. When I have something in my hand, then I can show to the fund manager or investor. It's easier to convince them to give me some kind of grant or funding. Okay. How I became creative? Well, I always say, you know, my nature is I want to help people. So that was my cry out. I want to help people. Just imagine I go out with some people to give food, and everybody should give $50 to, you know, to contribute for the food. So, but I went further and said, look, why these people are not working? You know, there's one guy, he came to me, you know, he says, are you, uh, which church, you know? They're thinking I'm not a Christian. I say you don't have to worry. He wanted money from me, like 2 ringgit. So I say, why you want 2 ringgit? He say he want to buy water to drink. So I gave him 2 ringgit to buy water. Then my next question was, where you from? He said from Sabah. So I say, why don't I try to get someone, you know, who can actually buy you a ticket to go back to Sabah? He says, saya malu. I don't want to go back. I want to find a job here. You see? So I'm trying to understand what's their problem. They want to find a job here. They don't have address. They are very dirty, and they also has lost their confidence already. So these are the things that we can help. We try to help. All right. So in my own sense, there are about 3,000 homeless people out there. Um, you see, for example, I wrote this on my blog. I say, we are the fortunate one. They are the unfortunate one. If we, the fortunate one, does not help the unfortunate one, who else? Who else can? So that was my statement, and that statement was repeated in say.com, in the Malay Mail, and everywhere, because of my deeds, because of my nature. I want to help. So I think I came from this direction. I wasn't looking for money. I was looking how I can help people. Yes, yes. I cannot. Yeah, I cannot say I'm a Superman. I can save the world, but I can do a small, tiny bit. I would do. Uh, yeah, we first have to understand the problem, the problem. So I call it problem statement. No? It's called problem statement. First, you must understand the problem first. Problem statement. After you have come out with the problem statement, then you need to come up with your new idea. This new idea must solve this. You got it? Then you have to also uh, what is the advantage for the user? This is actually a big part of it where people miss lah. You know, it must be like what Dr. Janaka say, user friendly. You know, it must be user friendly, or there must be some benefit to the user. Otherwise, why would the user want to use your new product, right? Then after that is your commercial impact lah. Commercial impact. Commercial impact means your revenue, your new market segment, or your image, like you mentioned, branding. So what the commercial impact is all about that. So if that you can gain from this new idea that solve this problem, you can gain. Then that's it. You're there already. Satya, is that what you want to? Uh, oh, you're talking about me as a person. Yeah. 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 Yeah, that drove me. That's the main thing that drove me. Yeah. Yes, creativity can be learned and taught. Yes. Creativity, you have to. Yes, you have to enter my class then. I only have 1 hour. I think I've used up most of it. How much? Yeah, half an hour. Yeah. Yeah. So I mentioned, like, for example, why you need to be creative. I was, if you enter to my class, then I can explain more about the mechanics of the mind. Uh, your the potential of a mind, thinking mind, and so forth. In fact, I got a book, turning ideas into innovation. So I explain quite a fair bit the steps that. Design thinking is a method of coming up with ideas to make a product. Design thinking. More or less the same, because the flow is this. The flow, you can call it any name, but the flow is still the same. I show you how the flow look like. The flow is actually the same. The flow is this. The flow is creativity, then invention, then innovation. This is the flow. Creativity means what? New idea. Correct? So you begin with a new idea. Then after this new idea, you develop into a prototype. Then from this prototype, then you bring into the market. Then it become a product, a new product. Product or process lah. It can be processed also. Processed also can be considered a new product. You got it? You cannot do innovation first, then you say, oh, this is my idea. Cannot. This is the flow. Anywhere around the world is the same. Whether it's Facebook or whether it's a new electric car, this is the flow. It starts with a new idea, right? And how you get a new idea is from the problem statement again. The problem statement is what the people want, what the people need. Is there a need for it, and so forth. Of course, today we're talking about disruptive innovation. Am I right? Disruptive innovation, like what Dr. Janaka say, Industry 4.0, whereby Uber. Uber is the biggest taxi company but doesn't own a car. Amazon is the biggest book company but doesn't own a book at all. These are called disruptive innovation. And if you have ideas like that, wow, then you are in 4.0. You make lots of money. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, but Facebook case was actually by accident. I tell you why it's by accident. Uh, Mark Zuckerberg started as a friend. They want to connect to each other as a friend only, so that my friend knows what my circle of friend, then I know his circle of friend. That's how it was by accident. Then suddenly there are a lot of people using it. Then he realized this is a business. Then he dropped out from school. First, yeah, two-way lah. It can be by accident also. In fact, people ask me how I come about, in my invention and so forth. I say, look, sometime also by accident. I have got one product called grating. It's used in the oil and gas, where you walk on the metal flooring. So it was actually by accident that I come to this product. I went to a workshop. There was a piece of grating. Sang I was trying to lift up and make it straighten it. So I say, oh, why so heavy? My friend challenged me. You you're so clever. You go and design your own lah. Make it lighter. Today we have bakute bed. Bakute bed. Then I designed aluminium for it, and it was much lighter, 66% lighter. But of course, the product then evolved into today is already a commercialized item. You no, no, steel. At first, I do aluminium, but aluminium the industry, the engineer doesn't want, so fail lah. So then I came up 2.0 version 2.0, which is steel. I changed the design. The grating is a solid bar. It's quite similar to the longkang cover you saw. This is a solid bar. Now this is 5 mm by 35 mm. Now what I did was I used the same material. I used 1.5 mm. I curve it. I make a hollow section. You got it? Then I have holes here. I have holes here. So this is 1.5 only, and then the width is uh 15 mm, 15 mm, and then the height is the same, 35 mm, 35 mm. So if you use the solid bar in 1 meter square, you have plenty. You have a lot more. So this is about I think 52 kg, 52 kg per meter square. When I use my grating, which is a light walk, 1 meter square, I use 22.3 kg per meter square. You see the lightness? Okay, this is one advantage. Second thing is I curve it. As you know, anything you curve, you can take more load. So I'm number one, lighter by 35%. Number two, I am stronger by 12%, because I use less raw material. Steel, I'm using steel, right? I use less raw material. My cost is cheaper. Correct? And because I have this round ring, I make in such a way from belakang I push out, so it's like a emboss. Now our body mass, maybe you are 70 kg or I'm 85 kg. When you walk on anything that's protrude out, you get a grip. So it is safer to walk on, safer, safer to walk on. So when I got these four major advantage, that's how I got the that's how I got the award from the Prime Minister. You know, yeah, this is my award for this particular thing. Right? You got it? So is there anything really great about it? I think nothing, because I just changed the design. So it's nothing, no science rocket, right? I yes, even better, even blue ocean strategy, blue ocean, yes, like the 4.0 are all blue ocean, correct or not? Like I mentioned just now, Amazon doesn't have one book also, but they are the largest bookstore. So these are the real blue ocean thing. Mine is not really blue ocean, Mine's still in the gray, a little bit of sharks eating me also. Yeah. Okay. Can I move on? What's the time now? How much time we have? 10 minutes, huh? All right. So I went to India and I got prizes. So these are some of the awards that I get. Uh, Maybe I want to talk about this. I won a lot of prizes, then came to number 10. So as you know, when you get prize, they got a mock-up check and so forth. So that year I went back, I told my wife, I make a promise to her, I will not compete anymore. Because I have already established myself as a inventor, already got 10. It doesn't make a difference if I got 20 or 50, am I right? So I said I will then take my competition overseas, right? So then I won in US, I won in Korea, and so forth. So I want to impress on you is, uh, we are not lack of innovative ideas, if we go to the international stage. In fact, I went to Geneva, I saw a lot of people from France, from this, from that, but when it come to winning, Malaysia go up. So not bad. Not me winning, like other people winning. So I felt because we live in Malaysia, we have got many colors, many culture, many languages. We're exposed to a lot more things than those countries like in Japan or in how do I say, homogeneous country like Iran, like Qatar. They're all Arabs. They do not understand, you know. No diversity. Yes, the word is diversity. Yeah. So I felt like Malaysia is a better place to be creative and innovative. No, not nurture. Uh, in More fertile. We are in a condition where creativity can take place easier because we can connect things. We see different things. Uh, uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's called habits. Habits. So our mind, or maybe I touch a little bit of mind. Our mind have this mechanism whereby if you do a certain things the same way after 10 time or 20 time, it forms a pattern. For example, from your house to get here, if every day I ask you to come, surely you go that way, same way, right? Then one day there's a traffic jam because of the tree fell down, then you get scared already. You ganggu already. You know why? Because our mind doesn't want to take risks. Yeah, 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 yeah. But I want to show you. I mean, I didn't bring the chart today. Just now, Dr. Janaka showed the transparency chart and so forth. There's also another chart called most innovative chart. So the most innovative chart, in fact, in my PhD, I took out the 30 countries that are most innovative. Then there's another chart called most high GDP country. That means the Rakyat got money lah. I take 30 of them also. When I put the most innovative 30 most innovative country, I put side by side to the most rich country. You know what I got? I got a correlation. That means 86% of the innovative country are also rich country. You saw? So somehow, if we want to be rich, we want to be a nation whereby we can live a better living, then innovation is a must. Not only Malaysia, everywhere. So that's why the government did not do it by accident. They have studied it, but the implementation is a lain cerita lah. But the motive was correct. So that was my PhD. Okay, I think more or less we more or less have finished already lah. So I want to ask if you have any questions for me. Yeah. So I enjoy talking to you, and then I hope to see you again.